All right, folks. It has long been known by fans of the stream that I am an agent of the Central Intelligence Agency. Now, that shouldn't be surprising to any of you. I mean, this has been public information. They pay me well. I continue to slander China, Russia. Bashar al-Assad, who we should otherwise be praising glory to. It's a good gig. But anyway, I was recently found out. You see, yesterday, a clip got leaked on Twitter, and it's grown quite popular, I'm not entirely sure how they got this clip. I kept it between me and a third of a million people subscribed to my channel when I deliberately recorded a segment, had my editors put it together, and then released it. So I don't know how they got a hold of it, but, I don't know if they have like a mole on the inside. Anyway, this tweet is so good, I feel like I should read it like that one guy people pay money to, Neoliberal imperialist Vaush, who wants regime change in Syria. You know the guy who I'm talking about? He's the guy with the wide head in the suit, Right? Yeah, Big Tyrone. Yeah. In Syria, Cuba, Venezuela, China, and other official enemies of Pentagon is now calling for CIA coup in Russia in order to install a pro-Western leader. This is American leftist. Doesn't it sound like something he'd say? Anyway, let's get the clip. It's got 145,000 views making the rounds. That's why I'm trending again, by the way. All right, let's get it. Declaration of war, as many countries have threatened to in the past, following severe sanctions. Oh, I have to do his laugh. There we go. Or you pull the old CIA, real sneaky, real quiet. The other option is a coup. Morally, if it was possible, if I could snap my fingers, would I coup Russia? I mean, would I, let's say the CIA just sneak on in there and replace them with a pro-Western, whatever. I mean, I don't want them to be like... There's another cut right there, because immediately after that bit, I laugh and say not pro-Western, because it was, a bit, but, they've got to cut it together. It's okay. This is 45 seconds long. They came dangerously close to the 2-minute cap for a Twitter video. They had to leave that bit out. Like pro-Western business, let's just say somebody who's not Putin, somebody who's not desperately trying to claw their way back to Cold War era glory. Yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat. Absolutely. Declaration of war. Nice. Anyway, normally I'd complain about a clip chimp, but I completely agree with everything in there. Look, radlibs are seething. However, I am undeterred. Like a mighty oak, I brave storm, wind, rain, and thunderstrike alike, okay? You can make me trend as many times as you want, but these fuckers have nothing on me. Here's a fact of the matter, okay? It remains a fact throughout all of human history that sometimes justified interventionism is something which can be promoted. I do think America was right to involve themselves in World War II. I think we should have done it much earlier. I think it's okay to defend allies that are being attacked by other countries. I believe that. That is the thing that I know, crazy. I'm anti-Hitler. Now, here's a question to you guys, okay? Do you think if you'd been around back in 1939, you might have said something like, yeah, if I could just snap my fingers and magically coup Hitler and have him replaced with, non-Hitler people, I would do that? That would be kind of preferable to the whole war on the Western Front, wouldn't it? That'd be a little bit slightly maybe preferable. Maybe we could have finished the whole thing 6 years earlier and not and not had as much holocausting take place, possibly. Just my opinion, At the end of the day, we have to accept a couple of key facts here. There's just no getting around that, There's just no getting around this, okay? Russia is a aggressor in this instance, okay? Their annexation of Crimea was illegal internationally, reprehensible, indefensible, and a thuggish land grab, the likes of which you almost never see from developed countries these days. It's terrifying that in a modern post-nuclear world, a country like Russia thinks they can just seize and annex territory, that you can just do regular invasions. There's a reason those don't happen that much anymore, you know. And now, Crimea River, for my mispronunciation. And now, Russia is again posturing violence. They have been funding insurrectionists, secessionists in eastern Ukraine. They have been weighing heavily. They've been saying that a red line for them is Ukraine joining with NATO when the Ukrainian population wants to join with NATO. And there are people online saying right now that if the NATO, the United States, the EU, whatever, were to side with Ukraine or to defend them, that would be an act of aggression on our part. On our part? How exactly would it be aggression on our part? Ridiculous. The Ukrainian population is afraid of Russia. They want to be protected by NATO. NATO has not invaded Ukraine. NATO establishes traditional diplomatic relations with the government of Ukraine. Russia does not. Russia invaded Crimea. Those are not traditional diplomatic relations. There's no moral equivocation here. Now, some people say, oh, you say you want the coup. Yeah, I would have, if I could somehow snap my finger magically and have Putin taken care of, absolutely. Russia is a dying empire that wants to regain its former glory, and Putin is a anti-democratic, journalist-killing, warmongering piece of shit. Absolutely. If he got the old two-shot suicide to the back of the head, and someone less lunatic-y was put in power, he's been jumping back and forth between the president and prime minister of Russia. There is no democracy in Russia. For Christ's sake, people are terrified of publishing opposition polls in Russia. You know that, right? Even the Russians are afraid of him. The journalists, they get killed. They won't publish opposition polls. You can bitch and moan about America not being a free place all you want. If you are here in America, you can publish polls that make the United States government look bad all you want. What is the approval rating of Congress? What is it, 11%? You can do that all day. You'll never get shot. Has America done bad stuff? Yes. Is America terrible? Yes. Should America die? Yes. Fine, sure. But that has nothing to do with the fact that in this specific instance, Russia is undeniably the aggressor in Ukraine. And the promotion of Ukrainian sovereignty is an undeniable moral good. Literally illegal to criticize Putin in Russia? But you see, the U.S. We had McCarthyism, and well, if you look over the past 100 years, there were some times when we shut up. Fucking Russian state agents all over the gray zone. Jimmy Dore, who acts like one. America bad. We know America's bad. So are you. How American of you. If you could avoid the potential for millions of people to be displaced, thousands killed in some kind of land grab in Ukraine, with a simple magical CIA coup, would you do that? Yes, absolutely, undeniably. What, do you think you can make things in Russia worse? We're playing for the highest possible stakes here. Untrustworthy nuclear weapon armed states are literally the most destructive thing imaginable to the human race. There is nothing more capable of making life worse for everyone than despotic, land-grabbing, unstable, chauvinistic, nationalistic, nuclear-armed leaders. Yes, nuclear weapons are bad for your health. Now, thankfully, it doesn't really matter, because CIA coups do not work that way. You can't just magically do that. So it's really just more of a hypothetical. But I stand by the hypothetical. Yeah, and I would know as an agent of the CIA. I am perfectly aware of their operational capacity. Russia's intelligence is so powerful. Yes. Well, you all understand, I'm sure. I'm so happy to have one of the only sane leftist audiences when it comes to foreign policy. We don't have Assadists in our community, nor China, nor Russia defenders. We don't have people here who are, pledging allegiance to Borisenko. Wait, Carolyn Borisenko, that's another person. Okay, we don't have people pledging allegiance to Carolyn Borisenko. Who am I thinking of? Lukashenko. That must be who I am thinking of. Lukashenko, Borisenko. Okay, there we go. There we go. And we don't have people here who are, I swear to God, they're going to start talking about Ukraine the way they talk about Taiwan. Oh, Ukraine's not really a country. Sure, there are like embassies, but really historically, it's a part of Russia's landmass. So the fight between Ukraine and Russia is really just a civil dispute that has nothing to do with outside. They're going to do it. In fact, they already are doing it. It's currently. Yes, that's how Putin talks about it now. Yes, yes. The Russification, yeah, that's the Russian Nationalist Alliance. So all the RT dipshits and gray zone cocksuckers are going to be saying it, repeating it ad nauseum, blah, blah. Worthless pieces of shit. Imperialist fucks. Shu, get on stream right now.